Hey there, road warriors and adventure seekers. If you're an experienced traveler seeking something new, a little unusual, and full of soul, join us as we take a look at Clarksdale, Mississippi, where the blues was born. This place probably isn't on your Instagram feed yet, but it definitely should be. Is it rough around the edges? Yes. Will your friends be both curious and concerned when they hear that you're going there? Also, yes. Okay, if you're still watching, that's a good sign. Let's get into it. So, why visit Clarksdale? Well, if you're a music lover, especially a blues aficionado, this is Mecca. But even if you just appreciate authentic culture, a friendly atmosphere, and a good story, Clarksdale fits the bill. And the history here isn't just in the music. Clarksdale was a bustling cotton town in its heyday, and that agricultural past is deeply intertwined with the birth of the blues. This is where legends like Muddy Waters, John Lee Hooker, and Sam Cooke honed their craft. And as you may have heard, Clarksdale is home to the Crossroads, where Highway 49 meets Highway 61. Legend has it that this is the exact place where bluesman Robert Johnson made a deal with the devil. You know the story. Struggling musician meets Satan at midnight, trades his soul for supernatural guitar skills, and goes on to influence every rock star from Eric Clapton to the Rolling Stones. We don't recommend trying that, by the way. Stick to practice. It's usually less fiery. Beyond the music lore, Clarksdale has this gritty charm. It's authentic, soulful, and definitely hasn't been Disney-fied. When you visit, you feel like you're stepping into a living piece of American history, but don't mistake authentic for boring. There are plenty of things to do here that will keep you busy, entertained, and well-fed. Plus, where else can you catch live blues music 7 nights a week? A natural starting point is the Delta Blues Museum, where the story of the blues comes alive. From Muddy Waters' cabin, his actual cabin, to instruments, costumes, and fascinating exhibits on Robert Johnson, B.B. King, and the history of the blues. It's an immersive experience. Even if you don't think of yourself as a blues fan, chances are you'll walk out with a new respect for the genre, and maybe a playlist of songs you didn't know you needed. After the Blues Museum, your next stop should be Cathead Delta Blues and Folk Art. It's part record shop, part folk art gallery, and part history lesson, with plenty of one-of-a-kind souvenirs to take home. The owner, Roger Stoll, is a walking encyclopedia of the blues and is always happy to tell you who's playing where. Buy some goodies, get the inside scoop, and prepare for an amazing night. Another one of the best activities in Clarksdale is just walking around and soaking it all in. You'll spot Mississippi blues trail markers everywhere, each one telling a story of a person, place, or event that shaped music history. You can literally stand on the same street corners where legends like Ike Turner and Robert Johnson once played for pocket change. If you're interested in learning more about the area, book a tour with Delta Bohemian Tours. Your tour guide, Billy, will fill you in on the interesting backstory of Clarksdale. Time your visit right, and you might catch the Juke Joint Festival in the spring or the Sunflower River Blues and Gospel Festival in the summer. These events pack the streets with music, food, and an energy that's absolutely infectious. It's the kind of atmosphere where even the most rhythm-challenged among us suddenly discover they've got moves. Now let's talk about where to stay. 2 places top the list. First, the Shack Up Inn. This isn't just a place to sleep, it's an experience. They've taken authentic, restored sharecropper shacks from surrounding plantations, plopped them down on the historic Hobson plantation, and decked them out with all the necessary comforts, without sacrificing an ounce of their original character. You can stay in the Cadillac Shack or the Pinetop Perkins Shack. Each one is unique, filled with vintage furniture, and has a front porch perfect for sipping a cold beer and listening to the cicadas. It's rustic, it's ridiculously cool, and it's probably the most memorable hotel you'll ever stay in. They often have live music right on the premises, so the party never really has to stop. If you'd like to be closer to the downtown, our other recommendation is the Travelers Hotel. It's a cozy little gem that mixes Southern hospitality with a dash of quirky character. The owners and staff are incredibly warm and welcoming. In the lobby is a lovely honor bar. You just grab a beer or pour yourself a drink and note what you've had. There is also a shared kitchen with a fantastic coffee machine that grinds the beans fresh every time. A great way to start your day of exploration. The rooms have a vintage, retro feel that really adds to the nostalgic charm of the place. The hotel's prime location makes it easy to hit up the Delta Blues Museum or dive into the live music scene. Okay, let's talk food, because all this adventuring is going to work up an appetite. Right at that legendary Crossroads intersection, you'll find Abe's BBQ. This place has been serving up legendary smoked pork and beef since 1924. But here's the inside tip. You have to try the hot tamales. Delta-style hot tamales are a regional specialty, and Abe's are some of the best. It's the perfect savory fuel for a night of blues. Another good option is Hooker Grocer and Eatery. They put their own regional spin on Southern classics and offer a kids' menu plus weekly specials. On Sundays during the spring and fall, you can catch live blues music here, with no cover charge. Now listen up, vegetarians, I feel your pain. To be honest, you may struggle a bit here in Clarksdale. I found some decent options at the local pizza place, Stone Pony. The menu at Yazoo Pass Cafe looked promising as well, but unfortunately it happened to be closed when I went there. A few other spots worth mentioning are the Dutch Oven, Bluesberry Cafe, Levon's, and our grandmother's House of Pancakes. For Italian food, try Ramone's. Fun fact, this restaurant was intended to be called Raymond's, but there was a sign painting glitch and it's been Ramone's ever since. And for excellent coffee, Meraki Roasting Company is a local favorite. Now, a word to the wise about places in Clarksdale. Always check the opening hours, but always have a backup plan ready to go, because sometimes the operating hours are really just a suggestion. A good goal, but not necessarily accurate. After lunch, try to resist the temptation to go back to the hotel and take a nap. It might seem a little early, but it's time to hit the clubs. Start out at the Bad Apple Blues Club, where owner and musician Sean performs a unique musical history lesson from 3 to 6. Another good place for music, shopping, and day drinking is Hambone. They've got a lot of original artwork for sale, as well as blues and a small bar. Later, head over to Ground Zero Blues Club. Co-owned by Academy Award-winning actor and Mississippi native Morgan Freeman, Ground Zero is a Clarksdale landmark. The music is top-notch, there's a full bar, pool tables, and the food is pure Southern comfort. Another must-visit blues club is Red's Lounge, a genuine, unapologetic juke joint with sticky floors and a whole lot of character. Even Anthony Bourdain stopped by here while filming his Mississippi episode for Parts Unknown. And speaking of Anthony Bourdain, there's another classic juke joint they visited during that episode. It's called Po' Monkeys and has since closed, but is well worth the 30-minute drive just to take a look. This place was the real deal. It's off the highway down a dirt road in the middle of nowhere. Check it out if you get a chance. Well, friends, that just about wraps it up for this video on Clarksdale. If you're an experienced traveler searching for your next quirky adventure, Clarksdale checks all the boxes. History, culture, live music, good food, and a little weirdness. Honestly, what more could you ask for? A lot of people wonder if Clarksdale is safe, because to be fair, it looks a little sketchy with a lot of empty storefronts and abandoned buildings. I felt the same way, but everyone assured me the downtown area is perfectly safe. And honestly, I had zero problems, and other travelers I met said the same. No issues. Now, if you're out somewhere driving around at 2 in the morning trying to buy weed, or looking for Satan to try and make a deal, who knows? That's on you. But the center of town is fine. Things change though, so be sure to ask the folks where you're staying if there's anything to be aware of. Clearly, Clarksdale isn't polished. It doesn't have 5-star resorts or Michelin-starred restaurants, but for some people, that's exactly why it deserves a visit. Okay, everybody, that's it. Thanks for watching, and if you love discovering unusual destinations like this, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next adventure. See you on the road.